Hello, it's DC Wood here of Beartown Radio, welcoming you all once again to the online feature out of the box of stuff. We carry on our review series for Doctor Who, Destiny of a Doctor. For Whovians, I highly recommend this excellent audiobook range, and we move on to part 3, Vengeance of the Stones, featuring the third Doctor, the late great Jon Pertwee.
Just past the village, both planes tipped their wings, turned and headed inland. Morton could make no sense of what happened next. There was a sudden flare of green light. It seemed to Morton that it came from below and hit the underside of Frank Parry's aircraft, which was thrown backwards in the sky, narrowly missing his own plane. A split instant later, his cockpit filled with the same green flare of light, and he felt a force like a punch in his chest as his aircraft decelerated violently. Instinctively, Morton increased thrust, looking to outrun whatever this threat was. But the engine strained. A vibration shook his bones, and he felt that his aircraft was hanging motionless in the air. He struggled to subdue his fear. And it stopped. The green light disappeared, and his aircraft shot forward as though released from a catapult.
The setting for this third part of Destiny of the Doctor is one of the most refreshing in the entire history of the TV programme. After being forced to regenerate, stripped of his TARDIS initially, and sentenced to exile on the Earth he loved so much, Pertwee's Doctor allied and befriended Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart, Nicholas Courtney, as they and UNIT fought to keep mankind safe from enemy invaders. This is where Vengeance of the Stones takes place in the Doctor's Destiny. UNIT are called in to solve the mysterious disappearance of 2 RAF fighter jets during a training exercise over northeast Scotland. The Doctor and the Brigadier enlist the aid of a young lieutenant called Mike Yates. The mystery will soon uncover strange recumbent stone circles and a vengeful alien race. Vengeance of the Stones is written by Andrew Smith and narrated and performed by Richard Franklin, Mike Yates from the TV series, and Trevor Littledale in the secondary role of Garlin.
The Doctor climbed into his car. "I'll drive, Mike. You navigate." "In this?" The Doctor answered. "This is Bessie, and she'll surprise you."
If Vengeance of the Stones is not the best entry in Destiny of the Doctor, then at the very least, it's in the top 2. I'm serious. It blends an even greater plot than Hunters of Earth with the quality action of Shadow of Death. It has perfect pacing, 3-dimensional characters, great drama, excellent dialogue and performances. Everything you'd expect to find in an essential tale can be found in Vengeance of the Stones. All the Destiny of the Doctor stories do a tremendous job in replicating all the different Doctors and their eras, but Vengeance of the Stones is one of those chapters where you can actually envision a TV adaptation. Not only is it true to Jon Pertwee's era, it actually expands on it as well, with a superb introduction to Mike Yates, who was never given a proper introduction in the original TV series. Andrew Smith's writing is impeccable. I just can't find fault with his work, or Richard Franklin and Trevor Littledale for that matter. Richard narrates and performs with panache in his old role of Yates, capturing the tones of the Doctor, Jon Pertwee and the Brigadier, Nicholas Courtney, and with his dramatic exchanges with Trevor's Garlin. Speaking of Garlin, he's an absolutely terrific antagonist, being a tragic villain that you feel and fear for, and that, along with everything else, music, sound effects, atmosphere, make the experience so utterly rich.
Garlin, we don't need to be enemies.
We are enemies! Your kind slaughtered my kind! Your people will be judged after we return to Tharos.
Return!
Some people may be curious as to why companions like Liz Shaw aren't present, and that Mike Yates' introduction here apparently clashes with the 1996 prose story Scales of Injustice, but I can't comment on that as I've never read that story or even heard of it until I did research. People out there will doubtless find their own things to find fault with this story, but I can't even nitpick at Vengeance of the Stones personally. The quality of it is that high.
You're annoyed now, but this is the serious bit. Listen.
It also becomes apparent in this third chapter what the theme is throughout Destiny of the Doctor. I won't spoil anything, but there's a surprise in every part leading up to the time machine. It's a great way of hyping up the final parts with the 11th Doctor, and also deserves props. Although this surprise is to be expected in every Destiny chapter, it's certainly not predictable and manages to remain fresh and unique, subtly linking the standalone tales into a great series for Doctor Who's 50th anniversary. Vengeance of the Stones is not only an essential part of Destiny of the Doctor, it's also a must-have third Doctor story. Newer fans need to be exposed to the grandfatherly, physically capable brilliance of Jon Pertwee's Doctor, and this is why. A masterpiece on all grounds, 5 stars. Vengeance of the Stones is available via digital download or on CD wherever audiobooks are sold. For any Whovians who have listened to Destiny of the Doctor, specifically this episode, please leave your comments below. What did you think? Share your thoughts, but no spoilers please. Next week, it's the 4th Doctor in Babelsphere. Be sure to catch our review and the others still to come.